Won't it be Ryan the Great? And today we are talking the Philadelphia Eagles, guys. Recently, they just hired Kellen Moore as their head coach. I think it was like at 10 o'clock last night. They hired Kellen Moore as head coach. I'm sorry, as offensive coordinator. They hired him like at 10 o'clock last night. So now the Eagles have their new coordinators. Vic Fangio on the defensive side of the ball and Kellen Moore on the offensive side of the ball. So let's just get right into it. But before we get right into it, guys, make sure you guys subscribe with your post notifications on. Go subscribe to my brother Linda Great Vlogs. Make sure you guys go subscribe to my second channel at Ryan the Cod Great. Make sure you guys go follow me on X at Ryan the Great RTG. Make sure you guys go follow me on TikTok at Ryan the Great RTG. Make sure you guys go listen to the latest edition of the Star 7 podcast. And make sure you guys go follow me on Twitch at Ryan the Great Podcast. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into the video and let's roll that intro. Won't it be Ryan the Great? And today it'll be intercepted! The defensive line. What the hell are you doing? No effort whatsoever when it came to the defense. Bat, he is 0 for 2 today. Come on, Stotty. Stop! 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 Red slam! First pitch! Bring him in! Braxton! Stop! Woo! Ring that! Yes! Oh, damn. 1, 2, 3. What? All right, let's get right into it. So starting off, what does this mean for the Philadelphia Eagles? Well, I'm not so sure how to feel about this. I think over the past couple of seasons, from like 2019 to 2022, his offense statistically has been very good, obviously ranking top 5 in points per game, scoring, yards, yada, 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 stuff like that. But I'm looking at the way he runs his offense. He loves to throw the ball a lot. Like, this Eagles team is not really a throwing team. Like, the Eagles team, they run the ball. The RPOs, that's their, their specialty. I think Shane Steichen did a very good job of that. I think Sirianni also has a good scheme, but I think Shane Steichen was able to just realize that a little better and not throw the ball all the time. He ran a lot of RPOs. He got a lot of guys involved, and I'm hoping that's what Kellen Moore can do. He runs the RPOs. He likes to run the football, utilize everybody, because we have some very talented players, like a A.J. Brown, a Devontae Smith, a Lomonai Zacchaeus, a Dallas Goedert, guys like that. I don't like Quez Watkins, so I think he's got to go. Maybe you can get a receiver in the later rounds if there's somebody still there. Maybe Rome Odunze will be there in the second round if Jeremiah Trotter Jr. doesn't get there. There are guys available that on offense that can help playmake for this team. I feel like we could utilize those guys a lot. Once again, Shane Steichen did a very good job of that. And Jalen Hurts is not the gunslinger that Dak Prescott and Justin Herbert are. You can debate on who's better this season. I think, obviously, Dak Prescott probably had a better year than Jalen Hurts. But when you're looking at, who's the better gunslinger, I would definitely take Herbert over Justin Herbert and Dak Prescott over Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is just not the quarterback who's going to throw for 4,500 yards every single year. It's just not going to happen. I understand that, people are expecting that because of how well he played in his MVP campaign just 2 seasons ago, but he's just not going to be throwing for 4,500 yards every single season continuously. It's just not going to happen. So unless Kellen Moore realizes that, then I'm not sure this is going to work out. If he does realize that and uses the RPO, runs the football, because we're predicted to maybe get Saquon Barkley. I really love DeAndre Swift, but when you're thinking about Saquon Barkley, I don't know, man. This team could be really, really good with a Saquon Barkley in there, but we'll have to see if he realizes it. Kellen Moore, that being. Now, can he help the Eagles get back to a Super Bowl? The Eagles lost the playoffs because the offense and the defense did not respect their coaching. Obviously, Sean Desai was indirectly fired before he was fired. He was thrown up in the booth, didn't have any say on third down calls. Like, they did not really want him involved at all with the defense. Matt Patricia was not anything better. Matt Patricia, thank God, is moving on. He's going elsewhere. But that's on the defensive side of the ball. On the offensive side of the ball, I think everybody was just mad that Brian Johnson just didn't know how to call this offense. I mean, all he did was run screens, and I think he ran screens or he threw the ball 50 yards down the field. Like, that's not how this offense works. This offense works for RPOs, and we run the ball. That's how the offense really works with the Eagles. I don't know how else to say it better. But the offense has to respect, a guy like a Kellen Moore. I think on the defensive side of the ball, the defense will respect Vic Fangio. I think he's got that feel to him. I'm not entirely sure how you want to call it, but I'm not so sure about Kellen Moore. If these two coordinators are just going to be yes men like Johnson and Sean Desai, then this is not going to be a good football team. These offensive guys need to respect their coaches, or else this team's not going to get back to a Super Bowl. Obviously, injuries had a problem with the Eagles later in the season, but the team just didn't respect them. The team just did not respect them, and that's the only really way I can see the Eagles getting back to the Super Bowl. They have a talented roster. I think they're going to get a lot better in the NFL draft. I think they're going to be able to fix their cornerback and their linebacker problem if they can get a guy like a Kool-Aid McKinney and a Jeremiah Trotter Jr. I'm looking at those guys right there, and I'm saying that if we do well in the draft, then this team is very talented enough to go back to the Super Bowl. And it all depends on whether the offense and defense respects their coaches. We'll have to see. That'll do it for this video, guys. Make sure you subscribe with the post notifications on. Go subscribe to my brother Lynn the Great Blogs. Make sure you subscribe to my second channel, Around the Cog. Make sure you go follow me on X at Run the Great RTG. Make sure you go follow me on TikTok at Run the Great RTG. Make sure you guys go listen to the latest edition of the CR7 podcast. And make sure you guys go follow me on Twitter at Run the Great Podcast. As always, Ryan the Great out. Peace.